what you want, what you want, what you gonna do when Sheriff John Brown come for you?
It is I, General Zod, here with review number 2. And my second review is going to be much more pleasant than my first one. Bad Boys for Life. What you gonna do when General Zod comes for you? That was a horrible rendition. Anyways, let me start off with, I'm going to do my synopsis, my pros, my cons, what I liked, what I didn't like, and then my rating system, which consists of 2, Zod approves, Zod disapproves, or a number scale from 1 to 10. So let's dive right into this bad boy, pun intended. First off, the overview of this is Mike is back. Mike Lowery. Anyways, Martin Lawrence and Will Smith are back. They are reprising their roles as LAPD officers that are, it's like Lethal Weapon. Basically. It's Lethal Weapon. But with 2 comedians. And what makes Bad Boys always work is the dynamic between Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. There's some kind of chemistry there that is magical, that happens once every few years between actors, where you look at them and you buy them in the role that they're in. Bad Boys for Life takes a different angle, where Will Smith and Martin Lawrence are the now older cops, and they're getting new roles. And they can no longer be the badass gunslinging duo that we have known them from the previous films. They're old, they're tired, they're worn down. Even Will Smith makes jokes about his age and Martin Lawrence's age. And it's really great that the movie is so self-aware of how us as the audience are going to view these guys. If you follow the Bad Boy franchise like me, you can even see in the second one where they were leaning towards this, they're getting older and they can't do all of the same action-packed stuff. Even Will Smith, being the younger of the 2, is now older in his age. And I really appreciate that. The dialogue is great, as always. And the villain is awesome. The villain is that over-the-top villain, but not corny over-the-top. He's just over-the-top enough for you to take him serious and even at times like him. This movie does a lot of things right. And now let me get to my cons. My cons is the newer people they bring in. I hope that they're not passing the torch to them. They're okay, but maybe it's just me and being a fan of this franchise. I really didn't buy this young group of come-uppers, and maybe we need a third movie. Although I do, in a pro sense, like how they're being mentored by Martin Lawrence and Will Smith. And so I do like that. My other cons is the action is stellar, but this is the typical over-the-top action sequences that we've seen in like Fast and Furious and things like that. I would have liked a more refined approach to the action to show how with age they can't do the same things. And I mean, Martin Lawrence displays this great, but Will Smith is still in that trying to do what the young kids can do. And some points they do highlight it, but for the most part, I feel like it would have been great to see him mess up in certain things and things like that. But, I mean, these are little nitpicks. Overall, it's a solid action film. So what do I think of this movie? Zod approves, and I'm going to give this one an 8.5. I really want to give it a 9 or a 10, but 9 and 10 for me is reserved for like the Jokers and the Uncut Gems and things like that. This movie falls short of being a great blockbuster because it does have those certain action movie tropes. And to the movie's credit, it's built the franchise on those tropes and just putting Martin Lawrence and Will Smith into the roles. And I think if you have any other 2 actors play those roles, they come off as the same generic action hero we've seen for years. But because it's Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, and they know these characters so well, that it comes off as 2 guys that I could honestly see being real police officers working together in this dynamic. This movie, I think, is going to go with great franchises like the Lethal Weapon series and Turner and Hooch and all those buddy cop movies that we got in the 80s. And I was so glad to see Will Smith and Martin Lawrence, in my mind, a return to form and embracing what it is to be an old action hero. And I loved it. I thought it was great. I highly approve. Go see this movie. Zod approves. 8.5. Thank you very much. And if you all are digging the Phantom Zone videos, click that like button. If you're new to the channel and you want to see more of this, click that subscribe button. And as always, remember the only rule here in the Phantom Zone: kneel before the master of it all, the earth-shaking, groundbreaking, but never media show money taking, the man, the myth, the legend, the most electrifying villain in the galaxy, General Zod.
What you want, what you gonna do?